you want to make sure the money you've worked so hard to accumulate stays with your family? I'm going to lay out 5 ways to protect your assets. Number 1, you've probably heard of, but it's often underutilized. That's life insurance. Many permanent life insurance policies offer loads of tax advantages and are often exempt from bankruptcy and creditors. I'll get into the nitty-gritty and the other 4 ways to protect your assets in a second. First, I want to point something out. I've noticed a common theme with future retirees who have saved diligently and created some comfort in their lives. I see these people as having what they need in life and much of what they want. And as they head towards retirement, they just want to keep it that way. Does that describe you to some degree? Here are a few steps to take to consider to protect what you have and increase your financial strength at any age or stage of your journey through life. Number 1, examine life insurance. Life insurance protects your loved ones if you pass away and they're left without you and the income you provide. Losing a spouse, parent, or caregiver is tough enough without the stress and uncertainty of keeping up with housing costs, education, medical care, the rising price of gas, groceries, utilities, and beyond. In terms of a family losing their primary breadwinner, 29% say the financial impact would be imminent as in little as 1 month, meaning that a single cycle of bills could potentially derail nearly a third of families before accounting for funeral costs, burial costs. Protecting your family's lifestyle means accounting for all the incomes that foster it. Fortunately, life insurance policies are very easy to customize to suit you and your family's particular needs and allow you to add features based upon what you feel needs to be protected.
I'd like to cut into my own video to make an announcement. This video is really boring. No, I'm serious, really. I'm having trouble editing it because of the dry subject matter. But I still think you should watch it. And I'd like to give you a reason why. It's because I've seen so many people who understand what it's like to save and accumulate money. For a lot of you, it's just contributing money religiously into a 401k, which is great. But I've also seen people of all asset and income levels be totally unsure and have less confidence in how they can protect what they've worked so hard in their lives to accumulate so that there's money for them to be comfortable and that there's some left over for their family. Okay, I'm done. Back to your video.
Life insurance can also help cover expenses, funeral, burial costs, estate fees, medical bills, and the outstanding debts, but it can also be used to leave behind an inheritance. Many people don't know this, but permanent life insurance policies offer tax advantages that can help minimize the tax burden on your beneficiaries. In addition to these benefits, income and proceeds from life insurance are often exempt from bankruptcy and creditors, although these protections may vary depending on where you live and the structure of your policy. While bankruptcy can sound like a 4-letter word, life happens, and having the ability to protect the legacy you built is a worthy objective. A licensed insurance professional can help you determine the best policy to suit your family's needs. Number 2, and this is not just for the wealthy, prepare an estate plan. Preparing your assets to be titled, managed, and transferred in the most efficient manner possible is an essential component in protecting your assets. Despite popular belief, these measures are not only appropriate for the mega wealthy, but anybody who owns property, retirement accounts, or a business can greatly benefit from an estate plan. The right estate plan will ensure that all you've built will be maintained and distributed according to your wishes across a wide array of circumstances. This not only applies in the case of death, but if you're mentally incapacitated or going through a divorce or facing bankruptcy. Here's an example. Determining a power of attorney or a healthcare proxy while you're in good health and of sound mind ensures that the burden of these decisions doesn't fall on your loved ones should the need arise. Meanwhile, establishing a trust can provide extensive protection for legacy planning by avoiding probate after death, which can be expensive and time-consuming, a horrible process for you and your beneficiaries. Some specific trust structures, such as an irrevocable trust, can allow transfer of assets to begin before death in a way that protects funds from creditors completely. This can be particularly useful for someone whose assets may be exposed to liability due to their profession or industry, maybe a doctor or an entrepreneur. It's important to seek proper legal counsel to establish the right estate plan for you and to ensure that it will be executed properly. Number 3, consider long-term care insurance. This is a big one for me. As advancements in science and medicine contribute to longer lifespans, the need for long-term care continues to rise. For many, the cost of a chronic illness or disability or a degenerative disease can not only consume their life savings, but that of loved ones as well. For Americans 65 years and older, 70% will require some kind of long-term care, and those costs add up quickly. Surging costs in healthcare. It's no surprise that medical debt is the number one cause of bankruptcy in the United States. After working hard to save over the course of your life, finding yourself in debt over medical necessity is a burden both to you and those you love. So whether you purchase a standalone long-term care policy or add one as a rider to a life insurance policy, these precautions can not only ensure that this burden doesn't fall on your family, it also enables you to protect a legacy you intend to leave behind. Number 4, buy an umbrella policy. This is often overlooked, yet it's extremely beneficial measure in protecting your assets. Umbrella insurance. This can cover liabilities in instances where existing insurance is inadequate. This type of policy is often discussed as spillover. For existing insurance, it can also cover things like false imprisonment, slander, or libel charges that would not be included in any basic policy. High net worth individuals who may be at higher risk of being sued can greatly benefit from such a policy, along with individuals who are at a risk of personal liability due to specific activities. Maybe they rent property, or they serve on a nonprofit board, or coach sports, own an aggressive breed of dog, or even people who post reviews as an influencer or blogger. Without an umbrella policy, a winning plaintiff can come after your personal assets or damages, garnish wages, and altogether throw a wrench in the financial future that you had built for yourself. And number 5, check out annuities. Finding the right financial vehicles can protect you from a great variety of risks. Market volatility, inflation, longevity, and lack of liquidity are just a few of the risks that your nest egg may be exposed to without a proper financial plan. So annuities are one of the few tools that can provide guaranteed income while protecting your savings from market volatility. The average American between ages 56 and 61 has only $163,000 saved for retirement, yet expect to spend an average of $43,000 a year. They would need $860,000 after retiring just for 20 years. So setting up a guaranteed income stream would allow you to plan